with the Annapurna as well as the jet-type printers, over to the digital sheet fed, the single pass UV inkjet, the Dotrix Modular, of which you will have a presentation later on today. Before entering into the live demonstration, some chat later on. So, Neil, thank you very much for having accepted our invitation, and we look forward to experience of over 30 years now in the graphics industry. He was active in folding carton, flexibles, he was active in publishing and commercial.
Right, as Jan mentioned, I've been in kind of print and packaging for the last 30 years. Quite frankly, those of you who are not really conversant in what digital packaging has to offer, books as an example, and this is a kind of key, a further 11%. Hands up, who thinks of mine? Essentially 20 to 50%.
What we're going to hopefully do is convince you that the machine to do it with is, of course, the Dotrix Modular, and to demonstrate to you that together with AGFA graphics, we can create a roadmap for the future for your business, which will ensure that you win that famous battle of the shelves. Now, we will be taking a closer look at the two printing presses that we have here over either side of me during this presentation, but for now, I can tell you that on this machine here over to my right, we're going to be printing on a flexible foil substrate, whereas over on this wonderful Dotrix Modular here to my left, we're going to be printing varied products, and in turn, this means that the cost of printing this action will be achieved, and most of the product will be sold. So either side of this adult life, we have these two troughs into more and more short print runs required. And we can also take a look at any given product and consider that they have a peak production during their life. Runs from the 2nd of June to the 5th of June, if we're lucky, during the first week of Wimbledon. Now, it could be sunny, it could be downright stone cold freezing. Either way, once the proofs have been signed off, we're ready to process your printing plates. Now, this is a 6-colour job, so there's going to be one plate for each and every colour. You've got a 6-colour job that's in order here. Now, this whole process, really from the first design arriving from the agency to be in a position to then commission the processing of the plates can take between 2 days to a couple of weeks, really depending on the competence and capacity of your chosen printer. Once the sign off approves, you're then ready to process the plates. The plates can then be inked, they can then be mounted onto your printing press. Now remember, this is a 6-colour job, so you're going to need a Godzilla-like installation. This 6-colour flexo press with a gargantuan footprint when compared to the stealth elegance of our Dotrix Modular here that we have in the factory today. So, this is the series of products available on the marketplace. Excuse me, sorry about this. I shouldn't turn it off during the demo screen, but the very important thing is that you never know what you're going to talk about. Oh, now, wait a minute, this might just be psychic. It's Mr. Marvin himself from Marvelous Marvin's Plate. One moment, please. Yes, hello, Marvin, can I help you? Yes, no, the job is not rather your design department. I think so. The yellow
Please, ladies and gentlemen, any questions? You can ask the questions. Our team, everybody with a red tie like this one. Perfect. We will do this in a one-to-one session. And further on, we also want to welcome in long periods, and he's making a very good business out of it. So if you want to share experience with him, he is also available for you. Let me now ask you, there are some sandwiches that we prepared for you, and if you have, is that okay? Somebody wants to ask a question right now, or when you go outside, there's another small present with a presentation on. So the presentations we will have that when we this Friday. Thank you so much. Bye.
I need to say that it was spectacular. It was a great combination of what we would say the industry insight as well as the presentation of the capacities and capabilities of the AGFA side. And the welcoming attitude of the whole team actually make it very pleasant to be there and actually learn a little bit more. And I think very interesting thing were the speakers actually who were so I would say, vibrant and so enthusiastic about the subject we're talking about that they actually pass a little bit this virus around to everyone. And I'm sure that everyone will be pleased to actually try and go forward towards the digital print. I'm personally involved with different segments where I'm saying that our customers are using a lot of digital, and I think that this is the future. There is actually not even a doubt. I don't even think, I'm sure that that's what it's going to be. This is the flexibility that we cannot afford to have these days, and I'm sure with the technology growth and development, we're going to get to the level that it might even happen that all the other technologies that exist today will be replaced. You know, if you're thinking about all the time that you're spending, all the materials that you don't need to waste. For instance, let's think from a little bit different side than the packaging. If you're thinking about the book production, for instance, there was a great example this morning when we were talking about 20 to 30% of the books that are actually produced these days are not sold. They're stored somewhere and they are then thrown away, right? Scrap at the end of the day. Today, with the flexibility of the printing, we don't have this problem anymore. The same thing for the packaging. It opens up new possibilities. Apart from those savings that we're talking about, the flexibility that we're getting, you can bring almost anything into the market that you really want. I believe that it was very useful to be there on the site, and what I got out of it is the new possibilities for today's limited, I would say, printing opportunities. So the big push into the flexibility is for me the biggest advantage.
The site visit was very interesting. It was good to see the two machines running with the two different materials. We had, on the other hand, carton, and on the other hand, we had some foil, which was quite interesting to see both. Also, the presentations were of a high level. It was interesting to see both how they wanted to, in fact, our brand owners to convince our printers to go to digital printing, because I thought that was the biggest aim of AGFA anyway. And I think they really have a good product to get into the market with. Well, it's an extra dimension. Now we have the big volumes that we need to produce certain things. So I think with the digital printing, it gets us more flexible to go directly into the market very faster than we are today. That's possible today. So as he showed it, a pre-press in the presentation, it's really an issue today to get very fast to the market. So digital printing can open the door there, I think. For certain quantity of production, I think it's better, it's more sustainable to go to flexo printing. Because it's a special ink that AGFA uses, it's UV ink, so there you have, sustainability-wise, not always the best answer. On the other hand, you don't need any tools for limited production, so I think for limited production it's a more sustainable way of printing and going ahead with production or with an action you want to put into the market. So I think foil is a way forward for digital industry, because you don't need any more converting after that, just you can use it on your machinery to get the action into the market.
Hi, it's Debbie Culbertson from McDonald's. It was very interesting to see how they are changing with the world and being able to provide change on the fly for packaging printing, as well as then being able to run smaller runs.
It was interesting to learn something new about the packaging industry and how they're trying to stay ahead of trends and satisfy customer needs with short runs for promotions and maybe point of sale type items.
I think the site visit was great, actually seeing it in action and talking to some of the people. Site visits are actually when you go out there and see them, they're very helpful.
Yeah, I think the site visit was very beneficial. It's not something you get to see every day, and it's always good to learn about new innovations and new technology that's coming out.
It was very informative, and there was real live examples.
Yes, I thought it was interesting, some of the information he provided us on, again, industry trends and what to look forward to in the next 5 years as far as, packaging being more of packaging and finding solutions that'll work for.
I think the future of digital is it is here, and I think that needs to be adapted, and it will continue to lead all future work on what we produce out there.
I think the future of digital will have a role to play where traditional printing executions might be found less efficient. Digital can bring a new technology into the system and be more competitive.
I think things like site visits for someone that is in the industry, they're way more effective than any other way of showing innovations or new techniques, because they actually take you to the way the products are used, and in that sense, I think they're extremely useful. The technical aspect of it. You see things in action rather than a few samples. Things like mills, paper finishings. It'd be good to see how pulp is treated. From a personal point of view, I think there are a number of site visits that I really would like to attend.